Hi guys. Oh, is this thing on? I've had this camera for over a year and I've been terrified of using the microphone even though I'm literally an actor. Here we are, get a drink. I've got a lukewarm coffee at this point because it's taken me so long to set this up. But welcome back to my channel, guys. Or welcome in if you are new. My name is Eleanor. This is the first time I have sat down and talked to you guys in so long. I feel like I'm quite active on TikTok and Instagram, but on YouTube, as this does take longer, I feel like I have been a very bad YouTuber. I'm aware of that, but I am back now for a very good reason, which I am sure you can guess. I had a little break and we're going to talk about why, guys. Disclaimer, I will be talking about pregnancy and pregnancy related things in this video. I am always super honest and I'm not going to beat around the bush. If you find this kind of content triggering, or if you find this brings up horrible emotions or negative emotions in any way, please just don't watch this video. It's not worth it. I don't want to make anybody feel any type of way that's negative. It's not fair on you, so please, if you find this topic triggering in any way, just please don't watch this video. Come back to it at a later date or don't watch it at all. That's absolutely fine. You need to put yourself first. If you are interested, let's talk about baby number 2. I am very self-aware and I know that from my first pregnancy, I don't find pregnancy easy. I have a lot of symptoms and stuff, and so I tend to speak about pregnancy in my personal experience in like a kind of negative way, just because I just don't enjoy pregnancy. But two things can be true at once, and I say this all the time. I am so lucky and I am so grateful to be pregnant. I say this every single day, multiple times a day. I say this all the time. I know how lucky I am. I know how much of a blessing this is. This is a miracle that is happening right now. I'm so aware of that and I am as happy as I possibly can be about this. However, like I said, I don't have enjoyable pregnancies and I'm going to discuss that. But I just want to make that clear because I know some people, it's usually older people, don't understand why I'm not enjoying this, and it's purely because of the symptoms I have. When I don't feel any horrible symptom, I'm having the best time ever. But unfortunately, I am just someone that has a lot of symptoms and that I can't help that. Obviously, I would choose to not have symptoms, but I do, and a lot of people do, and that's why I make this content. So yeah, I just want to add that extra little thing in saying that two things can be true at once. Please always remember that. Let's crack on. Pregnant with my second baby, like what the hell? What the hell? Like the chaos is gonna like increase so much. Am I scared? A little bit. Am I excited? I am now that I am out of the first trimester. I'm about 13 weeks. I think I'm pretty much in or heading into my second trimester. I actually haven't had my NHS scan yet, which is why by the time this video goes out, I will have had it. I had a private one at 12 weeks because I had to tell people. It was driving me insane. I did vlog the first trimester and it's so funny because I've been watching other people's first trimester vlogs who are pregnant around the same time as me, and wow, there is such a difference. Every single vlog I've seen, they're just like, they're like not okay, but like they're okay. Like there's no severe symptoms, and I'm like, this is crazy. And I think that's why I vlogged it this time and last time, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows for a lot of us guys, you know. And I wish that there were more vlogs of first trimesters of people who had the same as me. I get why there isn't. It's because it's that bad you just can't really film, so I completely understand. But it is a bit disheartening, I guess, especially if it's your first pregnancy and you are really suffering and you're seeing vlogs of people, and the worst thing is just they're extra tired and a bit more emotional. So that's why I did vlog it. I will warn you now though, it's a really negative vlog. It's a happy vlog because I'm pregnant. I'm like, oh my gosh, but it's negative in the sense of the symptoms and things I was going through. But I did just want to be honest about that. Also, if there are sound issues in this video, I'm so sorry. This is the first time ever using this microphone and I'm a bit paranoid. Deciding to have another baby. I always knew that I wanted to. Same with Faisal. In fact, I used to think that I wanted 3 because I've got 2 sisters. However, now that I've had a pregnancy and a baby, 2 and done. Absolutely. My circumstances are very different to my mum and dad's circumstances, so I just don't think it's fair to bring 3 kids into the world when I do most of the parenting on my own, just because my husband works away. We'll do it a lot on my own because my husband's in abandoned, he tours a lot, and where we live is a very small physical village. I have a very big mental village, it's huge, and I'm really grateful for that. But physically, my village is very tiny, so I don't think I could cope with 3 if I'm honest. Also, I don't want 3 C-sections, and I think I'm gonna have to have another C-section again, and there's many other reasons. 2 seems perfect for me because they will have each other, and as difficult as it's gonna be parenting 2 in this first couple of years, I think that I'm gonna be so glad when they are older that I had 2 really close together. We've wanted 2 for a while now, but I wasn't even thinking about the possibility of another pregnancy until I was about 10 months postpartum, and then we had the conversation of, okay, shall we start trying soon? I didn't realise that the month that we like really seriously thought about it, it happened. So it was a bit of a big shock. And like TMI, we're all friends here. Faisal is always away when I'm ovulating. I don't know what happens to his work schedule, but we laugh about it. We're like, every time I'm ovulating, he's away. So in the past, if we had wanted to get pregnant, we literally physically couldn't have. And it's really annoying when I used to get asked by family, like, when are you having the next one? When are you having the next one? When are you having the next one? Which, by the way, don't ever say to somebody, when are you having the next baby? It's like, you do not know somebody's individual circumstances. So just never, ever, ever say that, guys. No, it's so rude. Anyway, that's like a conversation for another time. In the end, I had to say to family members, like, when I'm ovulating, guys, he's not here. So physically, biologically, geographically, how do you expect that that's going to happen? Because it takes two to tango. And I would kind of be met with silence, to be honest, because I just got so sick of being like, oh yeah, oh soon, yeah. The plan was to always have two. Just I got used to the idea of waiting a lot longer to have the next baby because of Faisal being away for like this 4-month stretch that he's away, almost 4 months. That's 4 rounds of trying for a baby that we couldn't have. So I was like, okay, well, it's not going to happen this year. I'm probably going to have gotten used to like having like myself back, so maybe I'll wait a little bit longer. In fact, if Athena's older by the time I have the next baby, then she can help me, or she'll be a bit more independent, or she'll be in school. So I kind of got used to it. I did not ever think that it would happen this quickly and I'm going to have 2 under 2. That's what I wanted originally before I went through pregnancy. Also, I had such a horrendous time postpartum with Athena's severe tongue tie that I'm only now thinking, okay, I'm ready to kind of like think about going through that again. I mean, I won't go through that tongue tie situation again. This tongue tie situation, by the way, I have scripted a video for it. I just need to film it. I'm hoping I can film it this week at some point, just to give some context and clarity about why postpartum was so difficult for me, because I did my birth story, but I still find it quite, I need therapy basically for it, I think, because it's the one thing in my life I can't get over. And unless you have been through a severe tongue tie situation yourself and you've been rushed into hospital and all those horrible things, you won't understand it, obviously, you won't get it. And I do want to do a sit down video just to help people if they've gone through something similar, or people who are going to be pregnant, or even like my family members or Pfizer's family members that might not quite just understand why it was so difficult, just for me to like really lay it on thick and like give a good timeline about why it was so horrible, I think would be quite useful for people. And I have already had messages from people saying, oh my god, thank you for talking about tongue tie a little bit because it saved my postpartum experience. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. Planning, obviously the baby was planned, we just weren't being careful. It was just a big shock, so obviously extremely grateful. But just like with the first pregnancy, we were both like, oh, right, okay. Like, Faisal and I are very impulsive people and we just kind of do things. We're slowly getting better at putting more thought behind things that we do, but we're just quite impulsive. So, you know, a sensible couple would have probably sat down and said, let's try again in a year. Let's have a year to just properly furnish the house, save a bunch of money, blah, 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 blah. We, unfortunately, aren't sensible people. So yeah, it just kind of happened, guys. Faisal was definitely more ready than me. I think emotionally, mentally, obviously because he doesn't go through pregnancy, but he was very like, let's do it. And he is so excited and he's so unbelievably excited. And it's so nice to see. And that definitely helps me, just knowing that he just can't wait. He cannot wait. And I guess I can't wait either, because I know what's in store for me over the next like 6 months. So I'm like, I can't wait either. Let's just like get it out. We're going to talk about supplements and diet and things like that. Even though we weren't properly ready, I knew that I wanted to start thinking about supplements and things like that, just so if it happened, I knew I had a reserve of iron and like folate in my bloodstream, whatever it's called, because I had HG in my first pregnancy. I wasn't officially diagnosed, but I don't know what else it could have been, because I lost so much weight. I had to quit all of my work. I lost months and months of wages. It was actually a really difficult time. It was horrific. It was horrendous. And I remember again having thoughts of like, I can't go through with this. I can't carry on. I'm never ever having another baby. Like, I had all these thoughts. It was really bad. Oh god, what did I lose? I either lost half a stone or actually lost a whole stone. There was nothing left of me at the end of the first trimester. I was so terrified, thinking like, how can this baby grow? Because I can't even keep water down. Like, god, it would be, the amount of times I was ringing 111, like, do I need to come in? Like, blah, 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 blah. So I knew that it was probably going to happen this time round. So I thought, okay, right, let's just spend a month or two getting all these supplements in me to help me for when I can no longer eat or drink anything, because that's how bad it probably was going to be. And I'm glad I did that, because as soon as I got pregnant, I got diagnosed diagnosed with HG at 6 weeks, and I had it for about 5 weeks, I think 5 or 6 weeks. I don't have it anymore, thankfully, and I'm so lucky because so many people have it for the whole of their pregnancy, and my heart goes out to people who end up in hospital. And HG is something that you should do your own research on. I'm not a medical professional, and I haven't had it severely. I've had it mild, but mild HG is still severe sickness and nausea. So do your own research. So yeah, I took supplements. I cut my caffeine back because obviously having like a near toddler, you're on like 50 coffees a day. So I was like, I can't be doing that. So completely cut my caffeine down to 1 to 2 a day. Like just increasing my veg intake again, lowering my stress levels, not drinking alcohol. I mean, I don't really drink anyway, but every time I come on my period, I have a drink to celebrate. I don't smoke or vape or do anything like that anyway, so I didn't have to change much. I don't do energy drinks or anything either, but obviously don't try and cut that out if you're trying to get pregnant, obviously. Pfizer was like, right, we need to book flights to America. I'm going away for nearly 4 months. If I can't see Athena, I need to at least see you. So we were like, okay, I was like, okay, well, let's just roughly plan when I'm going to come out to see you, which for me it was either going to be when they were off in LA, so I could like go out to LA, see friends there and like collab or whatever out there. And then I also wanted to go to Sick New World as well, but I also wanted to see him on his birthday. So I'm meant to be there now because it's nearly Faisal's birthday. We like planned 3 different times I could have possibly gone out, and he was like, let's book plane tickets, and I was like, let's not. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, what if I am pregnant though? He was like, really? I was like, I know the chance is low, but knowing our luck, we'd spend hundreds of pounds on flights for me to not be able to go, and those hundreds of pounds is what I need for the next few months, because let's face it, I'm not going to be working for 3 months if my pregnancy is the same as last time, which it was, guys. So yeah, I'm laughing because I'm not in it anymore. If I had it my way, Faisal would not have gone on that tour. Finding out, so it had just been Athena's first birthday party, and we'd come home and I was due on my period the next day, but something in me was like, oh, you need to do a test. Now it was like 7 o'clock at night, I was running a bath. I was like, that's strange. Like, what a weird time to do a pregnancy test. Usually you do it first thing in the morning. Anyway, I did it because my instinct is usually right. And I was like, okay, just did a pregnancy test straight away. I didn't even put it down and wait. I peed on the stick. I looked at it and it just was like a really strong line. I was like, sorry, what? It wasn't just like a faint line. It was a strong line. I was like, oh. I walk upstairs and I've got the stick in my hand. I'm like, Faisal, and he's like, again? And I'm like, hey, I think I'm pregnant. And he was like, what the hell? I was like, I'm not due on yet. I'm due on tomorrow. Like, this line is really strong. And he saw it. He was like, no, that is a strong line. I was like, I need to do another one. And this was a pack of 2. It's like a cheaper pack of 2. So I drank a bunch of water and did another one. And there was a line again. The line wasn't as strong because I just drank loads of water, but the line was there. And so I was like, you need to go to the shop now, get another test. It's probably going to cost you 67 quid because it's a Tesco Express. But we need another test because I need to wake up first thing and do another test to just be sure, because I don't know if anyone else has had this who, you know, when you've been pregnant, you're in a little bit disbelief at the start, and I had it with my first as well. I kept buying more tests because I was like, how, like, this is crazy. Did another test in the morning, it happened again. My mum was downstairs, she came upstairs, she was like, hey guys, I was waving the stick, and she was like, you okay? I was like, she was like, oh my god. I was like, no, calm down. I was like, mum, I was like, I think because I wasn't expecting it, I was so in shock. I didn't want to get excited. I didn't want to get my hopes. So I was like, please don't jump up and down. Like, please don't get excited. Please don't tell anyone. I don't want anyone knowing. I just need to sit in this for a bit. And that's exactly what happened. And I rang the doctors the next day and I said, I'm new to the area. What do I do? Blah, 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 blah. And yeah, then 2 days after that, Faisal went away and he's still not home. In the middle of his America headline tour, he's doing like basically 4 tours in the time that he's away. So yeah, I think I also didn't want to get excited because I knew what I was going to be in for. And finding out you're pregnant with your second, having had a really horrible time with the first, knowing that your husband is leaving for 4 months, also knowing that your village, like the people you have to help you, is basically 2 people and they work full time. And I was like, yeah, it was a lot. I'm glad I'm out of that now, but that was really like, I was like, shit, I really don't know what I'm going to do here. And I just had to sit in it for a bit and think, right, okay. So I like batch filmed as much as I could with a toddler for other jobs and like my own personal socials, because obviously I didn't want to announce it straight away. But then the questions started coming in so quick, like, when are you going out to America? Like, am I seeing you when we were young? And other family members that had been like, oh, can we meet up? Like, can we do this? Can I come stay? And I'm like, oh my god, like, I don't know what to say, because I don't want to worry. I think because my family and Faisal's family know how rough I had it the first time around. I knew that they would really worry, and I just didn't want anyone to worry about me, because what can anyone do? I know that people could have come up and helped with Athena, but it wouldn't have. I think if I'm knackered, I want family to come and help me. But first trimester pregnancy, when you have extreme sickness and extreme nausea that happens all day and all night and doesn't really stop, even if I had someone here to help with Athena, it wouldn't have really done much. And I don't mean that in an ungrateful way. I just mean it wouldn't have changed how I felt. And I knew that, and I know that when I'm further along in my pregnancy and Faisal's away and I've got a big bump, this house has 4 sets of stairs and Athena's room is right at the top. I'm not going to be able to physically cope on my own with such a big bump. I know you might be like, what do you mean? Well, I have, not to go into too much detail, but I have osteopenia. My bones are like basically see-through. They're like 80 years old, according to like a scan. Their measuring is like 80 years old. And last pregnancy, I think because my bones again, I had SI joint dysfunction. I'll leave a link below to what that is. Again, do your own research. But I couldn't walk towards the end of my pregnancy. And I know a lot of women can't walk, but when I say I couldn't walk, I was using my crutches from when I couldn't walk when I broke my foot. And also I have a disabled foot as well that flared up a lot when I was pregnant, I think because of the weight and everything. So in my first trimester, I was like, I wouldn't benefit much from anybody helping me now. However, further along in my pregnancy, I am going to have to rely on our families a bit more to help me physically, because I don't know how I'm going to parent Athena properly and lift her up a lot when my bump is that big. So I am going to need family further along down the line. Like, I'm fully aware of that. In the first pregnancy, Faisal didn't have to cancel any appearance, and he's never had to cancel any appearance at any show or festival with the band. Like, that's never had to happen, and I'm really happy about that, because like a lot's gone on, and to my detriment, he's been able to like go to everything, and he's so grateful for that. He says it all the time, but I'm really happy that, you know, that hasn't had to happen. And we was doing Reading and Leeds Festival days before I had Athena, so I'm really happy that he didn't have to miss anything. But I think this time around, there's a chance that he will. I'm probably gonna have to have another C-section, and that's a 6-week recovery, and it will be my second C-section, and we will have 2 babies. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. The rest of the first trimester and other thoughts and feelings, the mum guilt has been pretty rife. I've tried not to dwell on it, but what I've struggled with is not being able to do anything with Athena. I've not been able to take her to play groups, soft play. We've not, like, there's been days where we've been stuck inside, we've not even been outside, and I have been that sick and that ill that I've not even been able to put her in a pushchair and push her around the block. It's been that bad. Like, I can't even take my own child outside, and I found that really, really difficult. I mean, I think she's fine. I think she's fine. She's happy, and she's happy to play all day, but I can tell there have been moments where she's definitely been a bit aggravated, and I did as much as I could before the sickness and nausea kicked in. Like, we went to like farms, zoos, like even Meadowhall, just to walk around the shops. Like, I did as much as I could every single day before the sickness took over. And like my mum says, it's not that long in the grand scheme of things. I think it's just because when you have a toddler, they're developing every single day, and I'm so aware that there will be part of their development that's probably stunted a little bit, because I'm only just now, after 3 months, able to like properly parent her again, and that's been difficult. Like, she was doing so well with her speech, and I feel like that's probably delayed because I haven't been able to do anything. Just like, I don't know, just like learning things, and she's learning things by herself, but I've not been able to teach her anything in the past couple of months because I've been that ill. That's really difficult to deal with, and I deal with that when Faisal's on tour anyway, and having like a small physical village. I'm always conscious that, oh my God, if we live near family, or if Faisal didn't tour and he was home every night and every weekend, that, you know, she might be further along. And I know I can't think like that because I can't change our circumstances, and she is still thriving, but that mum guilt is like, has not been fun. I know it's only a short amount of time, but yeah. And I think I've mentally, I think I've got perinatal depression, I think, because when you're stuck in a house all day, and no disrespect to this house, but like, we're not in love with this house. Like, we rent this house. It's fine, like, there's nothing wrong with it, and like, you're like, what's wrong with it? But the layout we don't really like, and we moved into this house with a baby with absolutely no furniture, and we've had to like furnish it from scratch, which is like, I was on maternity, self-employed, so I was getting like, what, £1 a week. So it's basically, Faisal's had to like do it all, and like, it's just been crazy. And obviously at one point I was like, right, can we just stop buying furniture and actually like enjoy our lives now? So I think like not being in love with where we live has made it difficult, because I'm stuck inside this house that I'm not like in love with. And like, I know things could be so much worse. In the grand scheme of things, it's not an issue, but I think just being sat in the same position, being sick all day, not being able to eat, not being able to drink, having a toddler crying, and you're literally not even able to go and pick her up while she's crying because you're being sick so much, like, that's just been really nasty. And yeah, I go into a bit more detail when in the vlog, but it's not been an enjoyable experience at all. Yeah, I was saying to my mum, I was like, I must have perinatal depression because I don't feel, it's changing now. I'm starting to feel a bit better, but like, sorry, I keep kicking that. But for quite a while, I didn't feel any love in my heart. I didn't care about anyone or anything. I'm not looking forward to anything. I don't see the light. There's nothing in life right now that's bringing me any kind of joy, and everything is making me numb and miserable, which I know is a really common thing that happens to people in their first trimester, I think, especially if you really suffer with your symptoms. Going forward, I'm happy now. I'm coming into my second trimester. I can catch up with work. I can take on more work. I can take on new projects. I emailed my agent and I was like, you can start submitting me for stuff now because I'm coming out of it. Faisal's gonna be a busy man when he gets back, let me tell you. And I do have lots to look forward to now, that I'm out of that horrible first trimester. Like, we've got visits like the UK Europe Loath tours coming here in 2 weeks tonight. Faisal's home for 24 hours, which I can't wait. I know it's only one day, but I'm super excited to just be in his arms. And he's like not even like seen my little bump yet in real life. That's gonna be nice. Yeah, going to Belfast, like doing London, Bristol. Our anniversary, our 5-year anniversary. We're not together on our anniversary, but we're together like 5 days before. I mean, we missed our wedding anniversary and I've missed his birthday, so it'd be nice to be near each other, nearish one of our anniversaries. Tour life. And when he finally finishes the tour, it's Christmas and we're going to go down to his family and spend Christmas there, and I can't wait because I know I'm not going to have to lift a finger, which I'm so excited about, like, because I haven't had a rest in months and months. Like, I don't get a rest. I've had 24 hours off parenting in like 3 months. So really, really excited for that. I'm just going to sleep. I'm just going to eat and sleep at Christmas. And his family know that that's probably what I'm going to be doing because I'm pregnant and I've been solo parenting for nearly 4 months. And then it's just like, yeah, go time. I'm just so ready to not be in that first trimester hole. And I think even if you haven't had HG, if you haven't had extreme sickness or nausea, there is still a relief when you do go into your second trimester, I think, and just to have a little bit more energy and stuff is great. I think that's it for now. I don't really know what else to say. I'm aware I've been talking for ages and I'm still paranoid that I've not picked up any sound on this video. Nervous. In the meantime, I think I will also do a Q&A, like a pregnancy, motherhood Q&A, just in case there's anything that I haven't covered or you have any like questions that you want to ask. Nothing's off limits, so look out on Instagram for that because I'll put a question box and I'll put my NGL link if you want to ask anonymously. I think I'll also do a general Q&A, like a non-pregnancy related Q&A, because I filmed one in June and never uploaded it because I didn't have a chance to edit it. And it was questions like, who are you looking forward to see it download? And then like downloaded past, I was like, yeah, it was kind of irrelevant now. So I feel like I need to do an actual non-pregnancy, non-motherhood related Q&A, like a little juicy Q&A, because yeah, I just haven't sat and chatted to you guys for so long. And I have really, really missed it. And I'm hoping to start vlogging again. I think I'm going to start vlogging again tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Take care of yourselves and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.